Do Amish think technology is evil? The answer to this would be a no. It's important to remember that kind of one of the false stereotypes of the Amish is that they are anti-technology, or rather, if they don't use technology. All Amish, even the plainest, use certain forms of technologies. Even the very plainest Amish will use like flashlights with batteries. Now, the more progressive that they are, the more types of technology they'll permit. Some Amish may use solar power, for example. One community you may have a push lawnmower that's totally human powered, and in other ones you may have a gasoline engine mower, more traditional mower like we non-Amish people would use. So the Amish don't believe technology is evil, but they do believe that unrestricted or unregulated use of technology can lead to evil. The internet, television, and social media, some of the things you find online that they don't want to have in their homes, even something like the car. Now, the Amish depend on motor vehicles in a lot of cases. It's kind of funny to think, but they often need them to get to their workplaces. There are a lot of Amish contractors that have to go out to job sites. They need work trucks to carry their tools. Other cases, like not even work-related, Amish will need to visit their families that have moved out and settled in other communities in different states. And you can't take a horse and buggy from Pennsylvania to Wisconsin very easily. I guess you could, but it'll take a while. So in those cases, they will hire cars, hire drivers, an Amish taxi, so to speak, or sometimes even going on like running errands. A group of Amish women will get together one day and then they'll all go pile in a van of an Amish taxi driver and drive to Walmart and just load up on groceries and things for the next weeks and per month. Those examples show the Amish don't think things like cars or technology in general are evil. It's just that they have rules to restrict or regulate the use of technology within their own communities, because they feel that if they didn't have those rules, it could lead to damage to the family, into the church, into the community as a whole. Owning a car is different from hiring a driver. Now, it's a lot less convenient to hire someone to drive you. You have to arrange it in advance. It's a lot more expensive every mile you travel. It's just not something that's, right at hand. You can't just grab the keys and walk out to the driveway and take off. And that's kind of the point, because if you could do that, then it would really encourage people going away from home and spending more time away from home and depending less on the family and the community. Ownership of cars and driving cars is seen as a threat to the community. So that's one reason that's not permitted, while the Amish recognize there's a practical need for that technology. And so they do permit it in a sort of a limited or a controlled way. So, and some Amish use more technology, or some Amish permit more technology, some permit less. And I gave a couple examples of that already. This can depend on the particular Amish group's worldview, can depend on their tradition, can depend on their sort of the economic situation. Amish who are more traditional and use less technology tend to be among the Amish that make lower incomes. And just because you have it's a more limited scope of things you can do business-wise, right, when you can't use as much technology. Whereas in the more progressive communities where, you can have a furniture shop and have some rather high-tech machinery, which could be operated by pneumatics or hydraulics rather than electricity. You can have a more sophisticated operation, while in the more conservative communities, you may see more of things like more basic wood-related things like sawmills, for example. There's more potential earning power there in making a sophisticated piece of furniture that you sell to a person in the city through a third-party website, which is something that Amish in the more progressive communities do in great numbers. So Amish don't think technology is evil. They control it in certain ways, but they recognize there's a need for technology, and they recognize technology can bring benefits. They just try to be thoughtful about how they use it.